Thanks so much, Kristen. Yeah, so from navigating New York's bustling streets to closing deals in some of the city's most coveted spaces, Jade Shenker is redefining what it means to make a mark in commercial real estate. And she's also a star on Ryan Serhant's hit show, Owning New York. And she's bringing her unique blend of socialite connections and business savvy to the big screen. And she is joining us now in studio. Jade, it's great to have you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Trinity.
So, you've been in the real estate business basically your whole life. Your dad, you were born into a developer family. Mm-hmm. Your dad was one of the original investors in the East Village in New York City. Talk to me about that, but how also you've seen the real estate sector change so much.
It's kind of crazy because right now is sort of like we see the same economy that we did back in the 70s where buildings that were once transacting at a much higher price point are now discounted up to sometimes like 60% of the market value. Mm-hmm. So really savvy investors are seeing the opportunity and they're like, you know what, New York is super safe, and if I can withstand the storm, I can make money. And we're keeping track of the overall leasing activity because when it comes down to it, like if you can buy low and sustain and create a different marketing strategy, you can typically make the investment make sense for you.
But tell our viewers and myself exactly what are the different trends right now that you're seeing in the commercial real estate sector as opposed to traditional real estate?
Well, I think one of the interesting things that happened in a post-COVID world is everything went remote. Yep. So companies that weren't able to adapt unfortunately went under. So we're seeing a massive change when it comes to both consumerism that is both international and people who are, focusing on e-commerce and then using the space as more of a way to downgrade their footprint, but also be in one of, I think, the U.S.'s like prime locations. Yes. So they're taking advantage of the price point because it is like pretty low. And then also like from the owner side, I think a lot of people are using the marketing techniques to not just connect with owners locally, but, utilizing marketing and really pushing it out to get an international presence, to get more owner users who are utilizing the space.
But now as more businesses are basically mandating their employees now to come back to the office, we're seeing a lot of people returning back to the office. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about how that shift has impacted commercial real estate.
So at first it was tough.
Yeah.
Prices were pretty low, but what happens is when prices are low, people see opportunity. Yeah. And it's almost like a giant Black Friday sale. Mm-hmm. Where we see more companies who were able to adapt and they were able to manage their finances, and they're kind of taking advantage of the opportunity they're coming, and they're like, you know what, let me come in and let me find more spaces because overall supply has gone up, prices have gone down. So we're seeing companies, even LVMH just took over 150,000 square feet of office space. Giovanni took over 121,000 square feet in right on Bowery. So people are utilizing the space. It's more owner users who are coming in, and rather than leasing a space, they see an opportunity in purchasing.
And it's interesting. You just named a few brands, right? Mm-hmm. Retail space.
Yeah.
However, what are other companies that you are noticing that are really investing in the commercial real estate space right now? Is it just retail, or are we seeing, banking institutions or direct-to-consumer businesses?
Yeah, a lot of financial institutions are seeing the same things that us, like on the floor, are seeing, because they're seeing like the lower price points, and a lot of also like smaller investors are coming in, and because they're a little bit more niche to New York, they know the market, they know that we're gonna see recovery. Mm-hmm. I would say in the next like 12 to 18 months is when we're gonna see an upward turn. So people are like taking advantage of the space. So yes, financial institutions, CBRE just closed a massive deal right on Fifth Avenue. So we're seeing a lot in mostly, I would say, the lower Manhattan market below 57th Street.
Who are mostly your clients?
I would say mostly the younger developer who's niche to New York. So people who are understanding the market as far as, people coming in and, I would say less international and more people who are niche to New York because they understand the opportunity.
And quickly, you are on the hit show Owning New York with Ryan Serhant. So talk to me about what we can expect for season 2.
Okay, well, I can't say too much, but all I can say is there is a lot going on in each of our lives. You guys saw the most insane points of the show when it comes to the personal life, the deals, and what's really amazing is, again, like as I said before, in a post-COVID world, we have to adapt. Whether you're an institution and you're utilizing Zoom and work from home and adapting, we're also seeing it with marketing techniques. And I think the old brick and mortar way of trying to sell a building just doesn't necessarily work in the best interest for all parties. So it's going to be a lot of more marketing techniques. You guys saw the music video, you guys saw, the launch party. So, that actually brings me to a very quick question I have, because we have about 45 seconds left. Talk to me about how your marketing strategy has shifted throughout the transition of the commercial real estate sector as we're seeing prices drop. I'm very niche to a certain market, so I understand. I have the time to look at each building and say, I can understand the target demographic for this, and I, focus the marketing technique to that building, to the consumer, and overall the trends that we're seeing in, the market space.
Well, I can't wait to see all of this unfold in season 2 of this show, and looking forward to having you back on NYSE TV Live very soon to talk all about it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, thank you so much, Jade.